we have a very bright speaker with us who is going to um, share his views and thoughts with us for another more than half an hour. We have today's speaker with us, Mr. Anirudh Phadke. He is going to talk to us on the topic very close to all. That is an international webinar on job opportunities in the field of international relations, defense and strategic studies, intelligence, political science, and related courses. Before sharing in the program, I would like to give a small introduction about today's speaker, Mr. Anirudh. Holds a Master of Science in Strategic Studies from S. Rajaratnam School of International Studies, Singapore. He finished his Bachelor of Arts in Defense and Strategic Studies from Guru Nanak College, Autonomous, Chennai. He also holds a certificate in Terrorism Studies from RSIS. And further, he currently works in International Criminal Police Organization based in Singapore. So with this small introduction, I welcome. I have to give a hearty welcome to the speaker as well as audience for this wonderful evening with wonderful topic. Yes, over to Anirudh.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for that warm introduction. I hope my voice is clear to all.
Yes.
Okay. My warm greetings to everyone gathered here. It is so overwhelming for me that this webinar has got such a huge response, and I see a lot of people here. So before I dive into topic, I thank Dr. Tangaraji sir for and his SAAAAWA banner, including B Voices and GAP for the stage. I also thank all the participants for giving me your precious time and attending this webinar on a Saturday eve. So I think it's most of us, for us, it's a holiday. So I promise I'll keep it very sharp and up to the point. And also before I start the main topic, I want to tell 3 important things about this presentation. I assume most of the people right now here are already enrolled or recently graduated from defense and strategic studies, international relations, political science or similar courses. So there will be no introduction part because I assume you already know the importance and info about these courses. Also, by chance, if anyone from my previous seminars are sitting here, this will be slightly an advanced model for you guys because you already know the introduction part. The second thing about this webinar is I designed this PPT in such a way that it gives a broader picture for all these courses because I believe all these courses are closely tied and knit together, and all these subjects and syllabus we study in these courses run parallel to each other at one point of time. So all the opportunities I speak here will be in a broader picture, and nothing will be so specific because I cannot put all the things under this one webinar. And also I'll be purely focusing on the non-technical aspects. So what I mean by the non-technical aspects is that all the job opportunities, which I'll be telling, it will be predominantly focusing on the research-based aspects. So I won't be focusing much on the technical aspects like the engineering, scientific, and also cross-disciplinary courses. Some people at the bachelor's level, they will do these courses, and for more advanced education like masters and PhD, they'll go for some other like MBA, etc. So that aspects also I won't talk about it much. So I'll be purely focusing on things that is very closely related to these course. Third important thing is questions and suggestions are most welcome, but please keep the questions not into these categories like personal or like conflicting questions or so controversial questions or questions which cannot be brought up in this open forum, where huge people are there, because we all come from different walks of life and have different opinions. So don't keep it like a clashing thing. Okay, with that notion, I will go into the main topic. Next slide. Okay, so the first thing which I put here is the most basic and the most noble profession of all. That is the academic instructor itself. So if any one of you, are interested in teaching to others, it's like a passion to many of many, many of us. So the first, so since it's a noble profession, I keep it at the first place. So you can call it as academic instructors, academic professors, or whatever thing, the teaching line. So being a noble and well-known profession of all, like any other field, take physics, mathematics, chemistry, this field is also fueled by, academic instructors. You can also become one in various acclaimed institutions, colleges, and other academic bodies, which have this kind of courses as one of their departments. Right now in India, our field of course is very emerging. By each passing year, new colleges, new academic institutions are offering this course. So new openings for these courses, which I have put in the title, will the demand for it will increase. As a result, demand for uh, instructors, and that too more young instructors and young talents, will increase. So apart from teaching in this line, you will be tasked with, I believe, upliftment of the course by adding new scholarly knowledge to this field. Also, apart from being an academic instructor, also you will be writing a lot of research papers and consulting for various institutions. So during your on course of the teaching line, you will become expertise on this subject matter. So you will come to know, how a defense industry can run, or how a think tanks can run, or how some kind of business, institution which is focusing on these courses which I have put in the title. So you can go for, you can go to them, consult, you can give your expert opinion on this, etc. So I believe to excel in this field, this academic teaching line, PhD is a must requirement track, and also exam for, you have to crack an exam to become, qualified as an instructor. So yeah, so I think by the end of the day, if you want to excel in this field and scale up the ladder, your PhD is a must requirement for this track. Next slide, please. Okay, so I think these things most of our guys know, actually, think tanks, or you can call it as a powerful shadow house. So why a term like is that, because by the end of the day, all their products research, it can exert a very strong influence in the administration of the country. So what are think tanks? Think tanks, it's an institution which focuses predominantly on the research and policy, and also it can focus on various aspects like economic, military, strategic, culture, politics, etc. So they produce deep insights on the current trends, situational analysis, research papers, periodic research made for, so their end consumers will be governments, huge business clients, etc. So at some point of time, their products will be, included. It will be studied by the government or other government child agencies for public policy formulations. So what are the prominent think tanks? Some in India include ORF, which is Observer Research Foundation, C3S, Chennai Center for China Studies, CLOS, CAPS, then VIF, which stands for Vivekananda International Foundation, and the other well-known think tanks abroad are the Heritage Foundation, FB, which stands for Foreign Policy, Brookings, Chatham House, etc. So what are the opportunities in this? So you will be mostly, I believe you will be starting out as a research assistant and research analyst. So these within these itself, there are various different kind of roles like OSINT, which stands for Open Source Intelligence and Analyst, administration, journal writer, editor, and I believe the highest being which you can achieve in this line is the director of the institution, or the director of which department or program you're involved in. So I think in the left side, the picture you can see is the Racinar dialogue organized by the ORF. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, this is actually, I wanted to give you guys, those who are not still in their, baby steps like first year or second year in our courses, are similar courses. This is one such journal article which I wrote for Cover Up, which is a digital media of Nepal. So why I wanted to show this example is if you wanted to excel in the field, if you choose like think tanks or research analyst, you will surely come across these kind of things, or you will itself get involved in these kind of things. Next slide, please. And also this example, why I wanted to give is this is actually my recent publications. So if you take, so in this past two slides, I have told about you the academic and the think tanks. So left side actually is more example. This is born out of my own result of, what I know, in-depth knowledge on the academic fields. So it will be more like, so in the volume one, it will predominantly focus on the academic aspects. So okay, let's take the example of research papers. So the research papers put out by the academic versus think tanks, if you take a general notion, it will be like a similar kind. But if you closely observe the academic papers written from a academic perspective versus a think tank perspective is very, very different. Academic, they will predominantly focus on the theoretical aspects, while the think tank, they will focus morely on the current trends, and their writing style will be more of a situational basis and a situational perspective. So the volume 2 was born out of my own experience, out of working with the think tanks, and out of my knowledge, in-depth knowledge on situational analysis, etc. So this example, why I put here is so you can better, to give you a better picture on the academic versus the think tanks. Both are two different tracks, and they have a lot of differences in their operational and day-to-day functioning. Next slide, please. Okay, so opportunities in intelligence. So this slide, when I say the word intelligence, I think most of us all sitting here, at one point of our time, we might be thinking that we wanted to become spies in our life, or, even there's nothing wrong in that, because even me, if you take my example, when I was very young, even I was mesmerized by the picture of, so much of lot of spy movies out there like James Bond, etc., etc. But there's nothing wrong in that. But given the today's situation, see, we are now in the post-pandemic era. We are moving towards a world where we are entering into the age of digitalization. So given this notion, the concept of intelligence, the word intelligence itself, the definition itself is changing and evolving. So due to this, the job roles, etc., played in this field are also constantly evolving and changing. And in today's scenario, I can tell that most most predominantly those intelligence sectors are also nothing like that they show in the depicting like that kind in the movies, but it's nothing but a basic nine to five job. So when I tell intelligence, it's not like just like a basic kind of espionage thing, but it's beyond that, much more than that. Uh, so so let's see like intelligence, for example, in the from the government perspective. So why the government need intelligence, or what is the purpose the intelligence serve for the government or a country? So intelligence is a fundamental proponent of war and has been, it has been for thousands of years. Whether take the military department of a government or political wing of a government or even economic ministries, the role of intelligence, for them is to collect information that can be used for an advantage to succeed over their adversary. So, for example, let's take the classic example of India and Pakistan. So, each government has their own intelligence operational capabilities, their own department and wings, and their only focus is, always to outrun, outdo each other. So, in short, I can tell that intelligence is like paramount to winning. Okay, so keeping it aside, now coming to what field you can work in the intelligence is upon what I read and upon my understanding, you can work for the Indian intelligence agencies like RAW, which stands for uh, Research and Analysis Wing, IB, which is for Intelligence Bureau, NIA, DIA, etc. But I think while some of these agencies of course have direct recruitment while some don't have, I think the best plan, if you want to scale up higher, if you want to progress further, if you want a better pay scale, if you want your better role, your better contribution to play in that in this field, then I think better you can go for a central government job, or you can join the armed forces of India, and then you can go for these kind of roles. Okay, now coming to private companies. So the same aspect, I can tell it in short. Even for private companies, intelligence is like paramount to winning. Okay, let's take a classic example. Like let's say a US company, they wanted their product, or they wanted to set up their office in India, and also especially in South India. So the first thing is they need to know whether their product will be whether it can be sold in India, whether if they put up their office, whether what will be the response from the local audience from India, or what they can adopt, or how they can adopt, what they can do to boost their sales of their products. So like this, most of the companies, they need a ground input, which is nothing but ground intelligence work. So these things are offered by today. There are a lot of risk advisory firms out there. So these firms, they take contracts, from these companies, and those risk advisory firms employs people from who have educational backgrounds in the courses which I put in the title of this webinar itself. So those such companies are, they engage in a lot of activities like open source intelligence, signal intelligence, OSINT, and and uh, and Intel research, including AI, which stands for artificial intelligence. So what are those companies? So those companies are Pinkerton, Kroll, G4S, Blackwater, and other semi-military research-based organizations and semi-government-based sectors. So most of these companies are basically are like a MNC, and these companies have also their offices in India, mostly in New Delhi and Mumbai. So threat analysis. So this has been way before decades old, But now once again, as I said before, the post-pandemic era, and now we are moving towards digital era. This is also more of like emerging field. So it's nothing but basically a detailed report generated for a client. It can be his product, services, his company, or some kind of services. So it is like a detailed research on them to give them a report which shows that what are their threats, what threats they can do, and how they can overcome it. Next slide. Okay, so this is screenshot from one such company, Kroll. So Kroll is a risk advisory firm. So I have took screenshot from their career page. So here you can see one such job called Associate for Forensic Investigations and Intelligence. So this job is offered in New Delhi and Mumbai. So let's see what are the requirements of it. Just to give an example. Next slide, please. Okay, so you can see the requirements. If you take the first point, it states strong academic background, preferably in the fields of finance, uh, journalism, international relations, international business, political science, law, or security studies. So this gives a strong hint to the people, you are enrolled in this course. Then this gives a strong hint, which is directly related to this webinar title itself. And if you see the 6 point, strong understanding and depth and developed interest in Asian politics and current affairs. Then you can see other points include like most common, like excellent report writing, analytical problem solving skills, then proficient in MS Office, flexible team player with strong interpersonal skills. Then you can see proven ability to perform all methods of research, including desktop research, etc., etc. So these requisites, how you can put into yourself is that the only way is, since I said our course is most predominantly focused on research kind of thing, the non-technical aspects. So if you want to scale up yourself, if you want to progress like this, the only thing is you need to gain in-depth knowledge on research. You have to write a lot of research papers. You have to study a lot of research papers from online journals. You can go to any think tank website. You can read their writing style of how they are writing your research paper, because as I said, the academic form of writing of a research paper and think tank form of writing of a research paper is so different. So as you progress through this, you can get all these requirements, and sometimes you can even bypass the second thing, which they say here is commercial experience, preferably 1 to 3 years experience gained from research related field. So during your undergraduate studies, you are like okay, say from second year you started to gain in-depth knowledge, and you are understanding your country's motive. You are beginning to start a research paper. Say it's getting published in a website. Then if you keep on publishing, when you finish the third year and you are ready to get a job, there is a very lot of pretty good chances that you can even bypass the 1 to 3 year experience, because you already gained the experience, you already have the in-depth knowledge, and when you apply to such jobs, there is a very high probability, given that you do smart planning and the correct educational background, you can even bypass these kind of things. Next slide. Wait. So if you see the last point, it says proficient in MS Office, ideally also proficient in investigative analysis tools. So what they mean here by the investigative uh, tools is that it's nothing but the MS Office itself. So basically, if you take the MS Office, the suite like the Word, PowerPoint, and the Excel, what we know, it's much more than that. It's a very powerful data analytical and processing tool. So becoming expertise in the MS Office, and also Microsoft has a business intelligence tool, which is a very strong software for data processing and data analysis. So if you get expertise, because today the research, all these think tanks and these risk advisory firms or whatever, the research role itself has become into a multimodal and bipolar thing. So apart from knowing just only the research, you also need to have some expertise on some kind of computer programming, some computer gimmicks, etc. So if you know, not like you are going for a if you are going for basically a data research job, in any other company also, they will also, give you a basic training on how to use the data analytical tools. So knowing some kind of computer programming language and this data software will gain you a very strong upper hand also. Next slide, please. And this is
एक देऊन टाक दो तो क्लास
Jane's.
सोडाचा क्लास एक देऊन टाक दो.
Okay. So Jane's is actually nothing but they are also like it is a risk advisory and also a open source intelligence processing firm. But they predominantly focus on the data sets relating to bigger aspects. So they have now this position open called, this screenshot I took it from their career page website itself. So it shows a position open called as research analyst 2. So this position is, I think they are offering it in Bengaluru. So okay, let's see what are the requirements. If you see the second point, it says a sound understanding of terrorism and geopolitics. So it once again it's like a strong into our course, like international relations, political science, and also defense and strategic studies. If you're from this course, I think you will come across, you will already, when you're graduating, you will get some in-depth knowledge about these two terms. And also if you see the last before point, North Africa regional expertise. So as you progress further, as you progress, you scale up your progress. Apart from making yourself, going into a broader picture, you have to gain expertise on something, expertise on one thing, two things like that, etc. For example, when I was studying my undergraduate, I used to focus only on one country, China, and I used to write a lot of research papers on it. So like that, as you expertise on something, as in one thing, a lot of risk advisory firms and think tanks, they have a lot of various kinds of departments like US, China, Africa, etc. So in all these departments, people will be, they will write research papers, they'll do research, gain in the knowledge, and serve their clients only. They will give expert opinions only in this region itself. So as you progress further, if you gain expertise on just one particular kind of thing, it will give you an immense value to scale up the ladder. You can easily progress your professional life. And also, by the end of the day, these are like, it will come under the vast umbrella of MNC category. So knowing a foreign language also gives you a upper hand. It actually, by the end of the day, it depends on what clients they work with or what country their headquarters is, or with what country they closely work with. So for example, Janes, for this portion, they are like telling proficiency in a foreign language like Arabic will be an added advantage. So it depends. It changes from company to company, firm to firm, etc. And also once again, they are like telling computer competency that includes a thorough working knowledge of MS Office, PowerPoint, etc. And also you should know how to conduct online research, and also you should know how to process a large amount of data and pack it, etc. And other things are same as I said before. Next slide. Okay, this is, I think, once again we are coming to the most basic, which we are all could have come across during our undergraduate, or when we are once graduating, you could have come across it. But anyway, once again, to sum up the things, with this course, with this knowledge which you are gaining, you can try for direct military, that is serve in the armed forces of India by cracking the respective exams. I personally believe that all the syllabus included in this course, it will help you to crack the exams and in preparation, and also civil service in the respective cadres like IAS, IPS, IFS, etc. And once again, the syllabus, international relations, political science, whatever similar courses you are learning, it will help you. The syllabus will help you in preparation of it. Then the defense sectors. Today, India has been emerging as a defense exporter. From importer to exporter, we are changing slowly ourselves. So new companies, new position, job openings are coming. Example, Tata, Bharat Electronics. Then also uh, Adani Defense. So So if you take in this companies, there will be thousands and thousands of openings which will be focusing more on technical aspects. So maybe they'll tell you should possess an engineering background, etc., etc. But if you closely observe, you need to wait patience, and if you do some smart planning and observe closely, uh, among the thousands and thousands of things, a small chunk, like say maybe 100 or 150, will be non-technical positions, like more of a research. As we said before, what we saw before, those same kind of similar positions will be opening in these companies also. So with right amount of smart planning, you can compete, and even you can grab those job positions for, you can compete with that small chunk of people. Then research and development are also, important backbone of military and etc. things for any country. So with more advanced degrees, you can also tap into some research organizations and development organizations like DRDO, ISRO, and IDSA, which is in India. Next slide. Okay, so this is actually some kind of, I wanted to give some food for thought. So higher degrees, any use. So what I mean by is that, do I really need a master degree, like, master degree abroad? Should I study master degree abroad? Okay, so we are 94 people are there, so we all come from different backgrounds. So there are endless number of possibilities and answers. Some people will say, okay, I want to do master's degree abroad to, for a prestige, or like, I wanted to look out for new job opportunities. I know I can get a job opportunity in abroad, but I wanted to go for higher education to make myself strong, my educational background strong. And some people will be like, okay, I wanted to, for a career change, I have some requirements in something, but my aim, for achieving my aim, I have to go for this. So there are countless possibilities. But under this, we need to make granular choices. There are a lot of granular choices actually. Okay, but keeping it aside, uh, higher degrees, people usually go for it to scale up their professional life, professional career. For example, they are in their entry level or mid-career level, they want to progress further to a better position. So having a strong educational background can do the job. So advanced degree, you can use it for finding new opportunities abroad, and also in India also, maybe in a strong MNC companies, or strong going to tap into strong defense sectors, etc. And if you're going for, if you wanted my, if you ask my opinion, or if you ask what is a better choice, uh, doing a master degree by a coursework and research master degree, I will suggest you to go for a research-based master degree. Actually, it is more useful actually. And you can also go for, so in case if you graduated out of your master degree, you can aim for quasi-government organizations. So what I mean by quasi-government organizations here is that those kind of organizations which run independently, but still they get funding from the government, there are a lot of such organizations who employ people having educational background from these courses, which I put in the title, or in Singapore, US, Australia, or New Zealand. And if you're focusing on particularly on terrorism studies and research, you can also tap into some good research institutes in Europe, especially I think the Leiden University in Netherlands. I heard they are a good hub for these kind of studies. Next slide. Okay, international organizations. So what I wanted to tell by the international organizations is that in case the best choice, best career option I can give, by international organization means is that higher degrees. I feel like international organizations can be a potential career path. So what amount of hard work, smart planning, effort you are putting in your masters or PhD, you can reap that back to yourself by joining in the international organizations. Let's say, for example, you can go for UN and most of its child agencies, and you can get posted abroad. You can also join in Interpol and contribute towards international police cooperation. You can aim for more of like ADB, Asian Development Bank, IMF, SAARC, etc. And also most importantly, you have to keep in mind is that when coming to international organizations, suppose say I assume in this webinar, most of the guys possess Indian citizenship and you are from Indian region. So it will be very difficult, or it will be almost impossible to join NATO or Europol. So because by the end of the day, although these organizations' operational capabilities expand worldwide, but they serve only to the people of, for example, let's take example of Europol. So it's similar to Interpol. It's a law enforcement agency, but they serve only for the EU countries. So the Europol members are all from they are all EU countries. So automatically the requirement to join this organization is that you must possess a citizenship of EU nation. So if you have, then okay, you can. But if you don't have, then there are a lot of better alternatives out there. So what I'm trying to tell is basically when you are trying for international organizations, always look out whether India is a member in that international organization. Then I think it's mostly it will be a positive outcome. If you go to their career page, I think you will know better, more and more infos. Next slide. Okay, so before I conclude, as I say, I cannot put all the information in this one slide. So if you approach me, I can help you with a lot of things like career guidance. I can tell you, okay, if you wanted, so some people, I wanted to take this path. Can you give me in-depth knowledge? Yes, I can give you. Advanced education. Okay, if you want to go for master degree abroad or in India, if you want me to, give some in-depth knowledge, yes, I can give. Then publishing matters, I can also help with, like some people, if you want to write a research paper, how to write a research paper, where to start, where to publish, what are the good platforms. With that also I can help you. And also any business related queries, I'm also open to it. Next slide, please. Thank you for your time. Thank you all, guys. So this is my contact. Actually, you can see in this slide. You can note it down or take screenshot also, and you can later contact me. Yes, sir. Thank you. I end it here.
Thank you very much. you, Anirudh. Now the session is open to question and answer. If anybody, any participants have any questions, queries, doubts, they can clarify with the speaker.
Hello.
Yes, proceed.
Hello, sir. Good evening, sir. Are you getting? Hello, sir. This is Sachin Kumar from North Maharashtra University, Jalgaon.
Yep.
Hello. I joined I joined this webinar slightly late, but it was well in. But as per my what I have seen, as per your slides and your information, it was very helpful. And for example, the one such issues regarding the defense strategy course is that after a few years ago, this course was declining in the Indian universities, and people were not having that much options to pursue higher education or even for as a career-looking path as well. But one such option was there ki a long time ago, Guru Nanak Dev College, run a program regarding the career in defense journalism, right? And but such courses, required a lot of efforts. And when I searched about this course, I found that there is a huge career is there in front of us. But the kind of requirement regarding the, for example, like me, I have the 30 years of experience in my father's retired from defense services, and I have very good information about the armed forces. But what is the biggest thing that I'm lacking is that I don't have that, the quality work which is required in the field of journalism, right? Like the research, draft writing, all such things. So my focus is that there are some very good companies, as you mentioned also. But the process is that our university are not promoting such kind of things, or colleges are not providing such kind of background or courses where we can go for such kind of universities or such kind of companies, as you mentioned, for example, Karol, Chance as well. So how we can see this career is looking for great options these days in modern warfare. But my personal question is that we want to be the part of such field, but as we see, the options are very limited. And as you mentioned, the things which are looking for higher standard. So do you think so that the university and all such like Guru Nanak Dev College is a prestigious college regarding the defense strategic studies, conduct such kind of programs so that the people can participate in such issues and they can avail such opportunities on a different scale? Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, thank you for the suggestion and the question. So, if you ask my opinion, actually, as I said before, let me put in this perspective. So when I actually joined this course, even I too don't know the full potential of this course. So I thought what I thought was right after my 3 years, I will get placement in some armed forces or in some top defense companies or sectors, etc. But the problem is the first problem is the first problem is the framework of India itself. The sectors. It's like that. If you take the defense industry, as you said, there are a lot of red tapeism inside. Let it be the job applications, the job approach. We are approaching a thing, or they are approaching us. A lot of process. A lot of hierarchical process. They make the process more slow. So when the process becomes slow, people will start to look out for other alternatives. So what I feel is that the same thing has affected this course also. So people, those who are joining this course, when they come to know, okay, I will not get direct placement in this thing or in this thing, they will always go and look out for other best next alternative opportunities. So as a result, people, they fail to understand the full potential of this course. They fail to unlock, they can itself unlock the full potential of this course. And also the next part of the thing which you said is that it is very much right. Colleges and universities having these kind of courses, it's time they must call for recruitment. Not like they must not lock themselves into a small cage, but instead they must wide open their opportunities to private defense sectors also, and they need to conduct a lot of webinars, they need to conduct a lot of info exchange sessions, they also need to conduct student exchange sessions, field visits to these kind of defense industries, these kind of risk advisory firms, etc. So the first thing is that we need awareness that these things exist. Like most of the people in my course, like juniors or etc., maybe, or those people involved in this, they don't even know. In the first place, they don't know these kind of things exist itself. If they don't know these kind of things exist itself, then so that's what I think the first step we all can start is awareness creation. Okay, we need to pass the information on to each other that okay, this kind of thing exists, this kind of thing exists, you can try it for. So as we pass the information on and on, I think from today, from the right up till way forward to the next 5 years, I think all these courses will be unlocking their full potential actually. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Anirudh. Thank you, sir, for the question. Anirudh, there are a couple of people raised their hand.
Okay, sir.
So let them ask the question directly to you.
Sure.
Sachin Kumar.
I have done so. I have done so.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Ashish Gaikwad. Are you there? You can ask your question. I think yes, not here. Next, Amrit, do you have a question?
Yes, sir, I have a question.
Yeah.
Sir, Anirudh, sir, I just want to inquire about the Equal Employment Opportunities Act policies in these international organizations. I am a master postgraduate in South Asian Studies from UNESCO Institute of Cooperation, and I am a postgraduate in Political Science from Central Indian University.
Okay.
So, but I fell down recently some years ago, and I'm walking disabled, differently able. So, what opportunities are there for me? I'm 80% walking disabled.
Okay. Thank you for this question. Okay. So, yeah. So actually today, most of the organization, let's say international organizations, or let's say even like these kind of risk advisory firms. So all these, they predominantly focus on research opportunities. Like since their organization, mostly they establish themselves as a research thing. You can try for more opportunities or more companies or more kind of opportunities where there is predominantly they focus on research aspects. So since research aspects, and since you said like these things you have, I think they will be able to accommodate you for sure, because let's take a law enforcement organization for example. Unfortunately I cannot name them, but if you go to their career pages, they can of course accommodate people with disabilities or some kind of problems, given the requirement. You are having a good strong educational background in research, so you can try out a lot of opportunities in research actually. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone? Joe?
Hello. Yes,
yeah.
sir. Anirudh, are you hearing me?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Anirudh, this is Syed Sharekh Ahmed. I am from Mumbai University.
Okay.
Actually, this is my second graduation. Basically, I'm an engineer. I'm done my engineering in my IT. And right now I'm HSK 5 qualified, doing HSK 6 in Mandarin, and parallelly I'm doing BA in Chinese studies. Currently in last semester.
Okay.
But I want to join USIP or some other European think tanks. So could you please enlighten me on this issue? How can I join the USIP, United States Institute of Peace, or other European think tanks? Because I heard that as compared to the other think tanks, they are providing a good opportunities with a good economic rewards. So I want to just get enlightened on this issue. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the question. So first thing you said is that I think you have a strong engineering background, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so given the engineering background and also you are well versed in the Chinese, I think the Chinese language also, and also you are telling that you are having a strong interest for think tank kind of thing. I will suggest you to take your career path, like there are some think tanks, they work closely with some defense companies, actually, let's say Lockheed Martin or something like that. So these companies, they predominantly wanted some engineering aspect people, and also some. So let's say you are asking like you wanted to work in a European think tank. So what I will suggest you is first do some online open research, like okay, let's say what are some European think tanks that have contract ties with engineering companies focusing on defense aspects. So if you search like this, I think you will get a way forward. And are you having any background also in research? Have you published previous articles or something like that?
And not right, not no, but I have some professional experience.
Okay.
I cannot disclose on this platform. I can speak with you personally on that issue.
Okay, it's fine. But since given you already have a strong engineering background, I will suggest you to reverse it. Not like putting the research thing at the first place, but instead put the engineering thing at the first place. And with the engineering background, you go directly to a search like a European think tank, and that think tank, they are having ties with the third party defense contractors or third party, something kind of a defense engineering company. So if you search like that, I am sure that you will get a way forward. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Anirudh, I want to speak with you on this issue. Can
Sure.
I speak with you after 1 hour or after end of this session?
Yeah, sure. You can note down my number, which is
I have to.
on the screen.
I have to. Mean, there are some issues that I cannot disclose on this platform
Yeah,
publicly.
sure.
So
Of course.
I have to. I want one-to-one discussion with you on this issue.
Sure.
So I will call you after the end of discussion.
Sure.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Is there any other participants?
Thank you, sir, for giving me this opportunity of asking the question. Thank you so much, sir.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Is there anyone with questions?
Hello, this is sir. This is Sachin Kumar again. Like the first question I asked about the defense journalism. So this question is to Anirudh sir, to you too also, and the coordinator of this course from the college also. Are they looking for in future to provide such kind of defense journalism course in India? And can we see such availability of such courses in future? War-related concept, because as you see the recent war happenings in Russia, Ukraine, and all such issues, I think there's a strong need of such kinds of defense journalism. And the biggest thing is all about the data, how much you have well informed about the military contents and the specific knowledge, that limit of the inputs and output of the defense sector. So I just want to know from the coordinator as well from Anirudh as well, that how can we see such things so in future so fast that the people, because we are at the age of 30 and we are on the verge of the career opportunities, but for a champ like me who is passionate for the defense services but couldn't join the army, we opted the defense strategic studies at the age of 28, and I believe I'm good in IR and international relations and defense studies. I can do much better than that, but due to the lack of such kind of courses, I'm not able to fulfill my dream. And that's why I'm just asking this question pertinently, because long back in 2013, I still remember the Guru Nanak Dev College organized such kind of event where they talk about that this defense journalism is in a one of the most enhancing career in upcoming future warfare. So that's why I'm also asking that way. Thank you so much. Thank you.
So let me answer. So I'll answer it up to the sharpened point. So if you take the example, myself, when in UG I too studied, kind of a extra subject thing. So I studied defense journalism. But if you ask my opinion, I think, as you said, the defense journalism as allied subject, I think it needs to come out, squeeze out, branch out into a separate field of studies. Then only I think, that's what, it's not in my hands, but I think it's in the hands of the university and colleges to come out and, to bring out the defense journalism as a separate branch of studies. So more new opportunities and more new research fields and more new things will be branching out in the near future. Yep.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for this.
Thank you, Anirudh. Thank you, sir, for that question. I think we are running short of time. Is there anyone else?
Yes, sir.
Who is okay?
Sir, sir, I want to ask for startup, sir. How, sir, startup can be used in defense?
Okay. Very good question. So if you take myself, once again I can give the example of myself. So startup, kind of a very tricky one, but still it's not impossible. You can do a startup actually. So myself, I did a startup when I was in my second year. I did a startup called as the Viyug. As you can see in the slide, in your screen, the website says www.viyug.com. It's nothing but it's my startup. The startup predominantly focuses on defense and geopolitical publication aspects. So what my startup does is we will research the latest trends. We will research we will produce cutting edge analytical papers, commentaries, opinion, op-eds, creative reports, etc. on foreign policy, defense related matters, strategy, public policy, etc. So if you ask me, there are plenty of opportunities to create a startup. You can either if you plan it, if you do smart planning, you can create a startup, online startup you can create.
No, I want to focus on innovation.
Innovation? Yeah, of course. Okay, then say if you wanted to improve the defense sectors, if you wanted to improve anything, if you wanted to improve the strategy planning, if you want to, create a think tank kind of style for innovation, then you can of course do in this kind of thing. Especially now, India needs innovation kind of categorical thing in the strategic planning actually, especially. So I think strategic planning could be a way forward for you in the startup thing.
Thank you, Anirudh.
Okay,
Thank you, sir, for that question. I think we have done with the question. Arun Pandian, are you there?
Hello, sir.
Yes, go ahead.
I am Martin Lagovan, currently studying BA Defense in Guru Nanak College. After finishing my UG, how to join in abroad university while completing my master's degree, so what are the job opportunities?
Okay, so I think I heard it right. You are asking that after UG, how you can join for abroad, correct? And what are the job opportunities? Okay, so I think you have to do the smart planning to join abroad when you reach the second year. That is right now. If you are in the third semester or fourth semester, I think this is the right stage for you to plan the things. Okay, so you have to plan the things, and if you want to join abroad colleges, first you have to think on what what course you have to do, whether you are doing a course related to our studies itself or some other things. So once you have decided, you just have to do your online research on what are the colleges which offer that course. So once you did that and you got some infos, you have to directly go to the college website itself, because only the college website can give you the latest updated information on how to join them itself. Like if you go to a consultant or something, yeah, so you have to directly go to the college website itself and you will get all the infos you need. And most of the abroad colleges, you have to start applying when you are in the 5th semester. That is, I think, 5th semester you will get when you are in the 3rd year. That is between the months of September to December. And so let's say, for example, you have to join abroad for next year 2023 July openings, then you must start applying from now on, this year September to December. The applications will be open for most of the abroad colleges. So as I said in my presentation, once you finish the master's degree abroad, the only way forward, if you want a good position, if you want a very good opportunity is waiting for you in the international organization or risk advisory MNCs. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Anirudh.
Okay.
Dr. Monir,
Sir.
yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I'm Dr. Muhammad Munir Alam, Department of Strategic and Regional Studies, University of Jammu.
Okay.
Jammu and Kashmir.
Okay.
Sir, your lecture, it's very, very, illuminating, and it has provided lots of knowledge, basically about the job opportunities after doing, this course in defense studies. I joined a little late, but what I got the impression, you were mentioning about the various job opportunities from the government side, as well as from the private sector, as well as at the international, organization, international level as well, then since abroad.
Yeah.
Sir, we are also going to start, the MA program in defense studies. Of course, my department is the oldest one. It was set up in 2002. But we had only MPhil and PhD program. But this session we are going to start.
Okay.
Jammu and Kashmir, sir, is basically the conflicted
region,
region, and of course there is a lot of opportunities for defense journalism. Defense journalism course we are also the way to start, but still, there in the student's mind, some kind of apprehension is there. Basically, they speak more and more for IR courses or for political science, and they somehow not able to understand what are the job opportunities after completing this course, MA or BA in defense studies. So we are in a dilemma. In fact, when I was heading the department, I had lots of discussion, lots of meetings with the Board of Studies as well as with the Vice Chancellor at that point of time. And the Vice Chancellor, he insistently, he used to ask me, what are the job opportunities? How the student from Jammu and Kashmir can go, and what they can do, because we don't have at graduation level, we don't have defense studies, any paper in defense studies. So at that time I had argued, sir, let's start, and there are plenty of job opportunities.
Okay.
So students can be engaged, but it was not a start. Is going to be a start from this session itself.
Okay.
My query is, the government of India has, started basically in fact, invited very private players in the defense industries, whether the manufacturing, all kinds of that. These all the armaments, basically, we are going to also procure at our, the private partners. So, sir, can you focus who are the private partners and what kind of, the students can get or the opportunity, or they can join with the private manufacturers and other companies after completing this course. So basically, the army personnel, they are around 7 to 6 lakhs army personnel, they are already deployed in this area. And many army personnel, basically, they are also interested to do this course. So hope we have reserved the seats for them. Again, they also asked, sir, after completing this course, where we will be engaged or what kind of job further we can do. So, sir, can you focus on this? So, please.
Okay, thank you for asking that. Okay, so the first thing I would...
Anirudh,
yes.
let it be brief, very brief answer.
Okay, sir. I will be sharp to the point. The first thing is all the people who will, upon my basic understanding, is that they will come from business background. That is there +2. They will finish from commerce background and they fall into this course. So given that they will already acquire, they have the trade and economic background also, and after finishing our course, their better way forward in this defense industries could be they can also go for diploma, a short diploma or a short certificate course in talent acquisition, HR, or some kind of business administration roles. So, and they can try for this defense players, private bigger companies like Tata Defense, Bharat Electronics, or Adani Defense. So in this, if they go for job opportunities, it's like these people are a boon to them because they already know the organizational agenda, goals and objectives, because by the end of the day it will be defense. So all the defense knowledge they will acquire from the bachelor's degree, they will study the defense course, and extra what role they are going into will be through their extra diplomas or certificate course they are doing. For example, if they do HR, they will go in, for example, take Tata Defense HR, the HR department, they can go for job, they can get jobs. So it should be, actually I wanted to tell, it should be a multi-dynamic. They have to learn our course. If they wanted to go for specific jobs in their job in some companies, they have to compulsorily learn some other extra in-depth knowledge also. Yep.
Thank you, sir. Thanks.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Anirudh.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir, for that question. Yeah, no more question, I think. So, with this, we have come to a conclusion of the program, wonderful program. Once again, I extend my warm gratitude to the speaker, to the audience, and to my HODs and college authorities for allowing me to conduct this program. And I also congratulate Anirudh for readily accepting the invitation proactively.
Thank you.
Everything is done by him. Thank you, Anirudh. Thank you, participants, for wonderful questions, wonderful patience, patiently listening to the lecture. With this, I think we can conclude and we can disperse, and we will meet on with some other agenda on some other day. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you all.